Welcome to A Dash of Story with Donna Lynn. This month, I'm co-hosting with the CM Creative Crew. We are banging out some patriotic borders. The full playlist is in the description below. All right, I'm going to use the All-American Blast Designer paper pack, and let's just play around. We cut about 2.5 inches by 12 inches. That will be a nice base for your border. This paper you can cut as a border, or you can also use these and cut these out as a border. So these are lined up like this. So you would just line up your trimmer right here. You can use these guides. They just pull out from your 12-inch trimmer, and that will show you exactly where your blade is going to cut. And that way you can pretty much get it on the line. Yeah, without any white showing, so that worked nice. I just want to use the trimmer guides so that I make sure that my blade is cutting right on that line. So I'll get this paper. This paper is fun too because it has these mats on here. So if you wanted to cut those out and use them as a mat for your page, you could do that. This one I'm going to cut at 1 inch. If you use your cutting mat as a guide, then you can make sure that you line up everything. Oops, that's upside down. You do always want to look at the direction of your paper to make sure that it's not upside down or whatnot. There we go. I have some really cute embellishments from the All-American Blast Embellishments pack. So we could do this peace sign, or we could do this, which I kind of like this one. This I definitely want to use foam squares. I just want to have it pop out a little bit. So there's one border. For this next border, I'm using Cranberry 12 by 12 cardstock and the Whimsical Scallop decorative border punch. So you just line up your paper to this little black line right here. That's where you're gonna start it. And make sure that your paper is all the way to the back. Punch. Then you slide it along, and this little triangle here, you're gonna match up on your paper. So then you'll get, there's another one right here. So just line that up. Make sure that this is flush back here. Match your other triangle. Just keep doing that. Just go along and you will have this cute little border. Just a little bit I needed to trim off from the end. No problem. There. Then you have this cute little scallop edge. Whimsical scallop edge. For this, you'll want about 2.5 inches of the tie-dye. So what we're going to do is line this up right here. And then we'll add white strip. So with the white cardstock, I'm just going to go to the very edge of this gray cutting mat edge. So it's pretty tiny, about 1/4 inch. If you just get something slick, like a bag that your paper came in, you can roll your repositionable tape right along this skinny strip, and it will only stick to the paper. It will not stick to my bag. So that is a good trick for not getting it all over your mat. And then this guy, what we'll do for this guy is put a little bit of the Repo just on the edge. I'm doing this right on the paper pack so that any of this that came off can just rub right off, but honestly it doesn't even stick to here. So it's just adhering to my cardstock. So I'll lay this down and then I'm going to put this on top of it. And this is where you can use your mat if you want to make exact measurements or just to make sure that they're lined up. So I can place this, just see on the 6-inch line, put that about 2 ticks down and then put this 2 ticks down. So that, now you know that it's centered, and then this, we can just run along the edge here. Okay. Now we'll add some fun embellishments. I'm going to add a baseball and Home of the Brave. If you like the Atlanta Braves, this would be really cute, but you can use it for any team. Put this here. And with the foam squares, I just think it makes it give that cute 3-dimensional look, but you can also use your regular tape runner and have it be 1-dimensional. Just run that right along here. Home of the Brave. For this darling border, we will do some fun layering. And the first thing that we'll need is our white cardstock base. So how you would make this scallop edge. This is a Whimsical scallop edge that we used with this punch. But if you have Creative Memories 12-inch trimmer, you can do this fun little scallop edge using a different blade on your trimmer. So right now I have the straight blade in. But if I flip this over, I have purchased different blades that you can add to your trimmer. And so this is the scallop blade. You just open up the housing, pull out the straight blade, and put in the scallop blade. There's no sharp edge because it only works when this is pushed down. So it's kind of nice when you're switching out blades. You don't have to worry about cutting yourself. So for this, we would just cut right along the edge. Okay, and it gives it that really pretty scallop look. We need to switch out our blade back to the straight blade. Pull this out. Put my straight blade back in. And I'm going to cut this at about 2 1/4 inches. This will be the base. The next one will be 3/4 inch, 12 by 3/4 inch. There you go. And it really depends when you have designer paper. It depends. Sometimes it cuts off your design. Sometimes you can try to center it and make it look cuter. This one is more cut off, whereas this one shows the fireworks, I think, a little bit better. So I'm going to use this one. And I'll just use some tape runner, a little bit of tape runner on here. You just line it up about like that. Now we want to do the banner part. So these are 3 different patterns of paper. So you'll want 2-inch by 2-inch squares. So there's a couple ways to do this. One is you can gently fold this in. And you'll see a little crease here. So then you get your scissors and you just cut from this end to the center, and from this end to the center. Then you'll have your flag. So when you're making your second one and your third one, etc., you can just line this up with your first one so you don't have to fold them. And then you just give it a cut. And give it a cut. Same thing with these. I'm really sad. I had this punch that you just stuck this in and it did that banner flag thing for you, and it either finally wore out and I threw it away, or it walked away, and I can't remember throwing it away, and I'm so sad if it walked away. But it is what it is. So I got my pieces. And then you can just run some tape along here. Oh, something else that if you want to do this little fun design, is to get this Festive Burst Border Maker cartridge and just pop it into your housing. Should have done this before I cut it, I guess. If you just line it up right here, then you can punch it and it has this look, okay? So we'll do that on these guys. You always want to punch it like this because you don't want to punch it upside down, because then all these little bits can get stuck back into your Border Maker cartridge housing. So do it like this so that it falls on your table. Oops. Well, this one we'll put underneath the sign so that it won't show, okay? This is the one we'll use for that. So we'll put this one here. And this one. And then this one. Then we'll repeat. So you just need to make sure that it goes all the way to the back. You want to make sure that it's centered on here. You can peek to make sure that it's all the pieces are here. There's no edge on here. And then go like that. There we go. Cute, cute. All right, now we're going to add our embellishments on top. So there's a little bit of adhesive that shows through because I did put adhesive. I put the repositionable adhesive along here. So there is some sticky stuff here. I can either rub it off and keep those white, or I can find some contrasting paper that punched out and I can stick it in here like that. See, and then that just gives it a cute little look. I could do, you know, the red ones on the blue paper. Oops, that one didn't have a lot of sticky, so I'm just going to rub it along the back of it and just pop it into the same size design cut out. So that's something fun you can do. And see, this one does have sticky, so I'm just going to find a big, maybe the big white one that has some pattern in it, and put that there. You don't have to spend this much time on it, but if you like this look, rather than just the white bursts, then this is a fun way to fill those in. Just use the contrasting punch out paper. You can leave some white, put that guy here. Okay. Now a few embellishments. You can do a bow, maybe a baseball. That's what I had on this one. I really like that. Home of the Braves again. And this one I'm going to keep flat. And see, I think this part that I messed up a little, we're just going to cover this and do that. Cute, cute. This one is currently available. It's the Garland Banner Border Punch. We also have a banner flag, but I think this one is no longer available. And then our newest that has just come out is called Banner Flag. So this one is the new banner flag, and we can try these as well. So you could do this fun banner using this punch. It's just a standalone punch. So let's see how that one looks. Way easier. And I think if this fits, we can use some of, you can use your, yeah, this is great. So even just if you have a scrap of paper, you can use these standalone border punches on them. It just is the right size, just barely. So we get this strip. Now, because these are smaller than these, I'm going to use a bigger strip here. So instead of 3/4 of an inch, I went and just did a whole inch. Using a cutting mat is helpful because you can make sure that you're lining up your borders. So I'm going to put this right on the edge here and make sure that this, let's see, actually I'll go here. So this lines up with 10, so that should line up with 2. And it does, so that's pretty straight. Okay, now we'll do these guys. Okay, so this overlapped just a little bit, and I think it looks kind of cute that way too. Another thing you could do is you could slip it under here. So that if you wanted to have them staggered, you could do that. So instead of having them all straight across, oops, you could do a few that are staggered. And maybe I'll do that on this guy. It might look kind of cute. These ones are just a little bit shorter. Maybe I'll do this guy. So that's kind of a fun look as well. It almost looks like neckties. So this could be a cute Father's Day one too. If you did something with neckties or with that theme would be cute. And let's see about an embellishment. Let me show you some other ones that I've done. And I did get some of these ideas from Debbie Taylor, and she was gracious enough to share some of her ideas with me. These ideas I came up with, this one, and this one used this punch right here. It's just a single banner flag punch. Here's a cute idea, just putting a bow and having a navy background. Really easy. That can go like this, or you can do it like this. This is another one with the scallop border, and I used the white shimmer paper for this, and I used the red Firecracker shimmer for this. I just think that shimmery paper looks beautiful with the iridescent embellishments. The butterfly is part of the All-American Blast embellishments, and you can tie in that teal color. And this I used the wavy pattern with the custom cutting system to make that wave. All right, I hope you enjoyed this star-spangled banging out some borders with the CM Creative Crew. Thanks you so much for watching. Please be sure and like and subscribe to all of our channels that are in the CM Creative Crew. Watch all the videos in the playlist. The link is in the description below. Thank you and have a wonderful star-spangled day.